when you become so freaking obsessed with yourself, that is when your business will really start to grow. Become so obsessed with yourself. Like, I have become really obsessed with, excuse me, there's been a hair in my mouth. I've become really obsessed with crushing my limiting beliefs. I've been obsessed with integrating my new mindset, my new energy frequency, embodying it deeply. I've been obsessed with journaling about how awesome I am. Like, I'm getting really, really good at talking myself up. I've become a real vibe through talking myself up, through saying nice things about myself. You know, I'm actually pretty funny. I have this beautiful genius that runs through my core. I am pure oracle energy, right? And I have literally become so obsessed with myself that I just love myself. I love who I am. I love the life I'm creating. I love the business I'm creating. And when you become really obsessed with yourself, you start to understand your standards. Okay, you start to go, you know what? This is what I am no longer willing to tolerate from myself or from others. This is how I want to live my life. This is what I am more than worthy of having. And you start moving in the frequency of that. You start understanding who you are, and it comes out in your content, it comes out in your frequency, and people are drawn to that energy. People are drawn to those who have such conviction of themselves because they want to have conviction with themselves. Yeah, it's like when you go, oh, okay, cool, this is how it's coming through. This is how it's coming through. Pure channeling right here, right now. Like attracts like, right? And when you are in the frequency of understanding yourself, when you're in the frequency of really being able to talk yourself up and having that innate confidence in yourself, people are drawn to that because they know that through proximity, they will start to think that way. And there's so many people out there that are really struggling with confidence, that are really wanting to push their limit forward. And they know that through proximity to you, because you're already doing that, that they will become that certain way. So when you become really obsessed with yourself, you're saying to yourself, these are things that I am no longer tolerating. And other people are going, I don't want to tolerate those things either. I'm going to come and learn from you how to do that. Right? And it doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter, you know, if you have an object that you're selling, an item that you're selling, or if you're selling coaching, or if you're selling hairdressing, or like, it doesn't matter what you're selling. What matters is that people will purchase from you when you have utter conviction that your product, your offer is the thing that is going to move the needle for them. I have become so obsessed with myself, and I am getting results for myself. And when you know that you can get the results for yourself, you know that you can get them from other people, for other people as well. So become so confident because you're so obsessed with yourself. You no longer shy away from talking yourself up. You no longer shy away from saying, hey, pay me to learn how to do this thing. Do you see? And your intuition leads you to that. Your intuition will guide you to that. You just need to learn how to tap in. You need to learn how to utilize your intuition to grow your business and to become super fucking confident in what you're doing, because you are no longer talking as you. I'm so confident in what I do because I know the information is not necessarily coming from me. It's coming from divine intelligence. I'm just channeling it. And even if you learned this stuff, you learned through divine guidance. You were divinely guided into nutrition, or you were divinely guided into relationships, or you were divinely guided into whatever it is that you do, right? God pushed you in that way. He gave you interest, and then you expanded on those interests and learned how to do the thing. Okay, so don't ever question yourself anymore. Become obsessed with yourself. Like, I love myself so much that I'm willing to sit through hours of limiting belief swapperoosies, transmissions and all that kind of stuff, right? I don't do like hours and hours on end in a row, but I have spent a lot of time leaving my limiting beliefs and releasing them and letting them go, transmuting them into something more powerful. Even just this morning, and I was like, I believe in myself so innately. And then the other day I was going for a walk and this thing popped into my head out of nowhere. I was thinking about my business and how well it's going and how, I love my clients and I'm creating this life that I absolutely love. And this stupid thought came into my head going, who are you to teach what you teach? And I was like, what? Where on earth did that come from? Who are you to do business coaching, and who are you to do wealth embodiment? And I was like, who am I not to do it? But of course I didn't do that straight away. I was like, oh my God, that belief is still there. What? Okay, I haven't actually actively worked on that belief, believe it or not. I was like, I'm worthy and I'm capable and all these other kind of beliefs, but I never really worked on that one. Who am I to do what I do? And I kind of percolated it for a couple of days. I was like, okay, like, where is that sitting? How is that affecting my business? Obviously, it's affecting my business significantly because it's a significant limiting belief. And this morning I sat here and I went through these limiting beliefs, and I teach people how to do this. This is really where a lot of mindset work starts from, is shifting your subconscious and shifting your limiting beliefs, right? So I do a technique. There's a little bit more to it than what I'm going to divulge here, because this is my unique thing and people pay me a lot of money to take them through this. But write down your limiting belief and then write down the opposite of that limiting belief. And I do Ho'oponopono on the limiting belief. And then I absorb the new belief that replaces it. So the Ho'oponopono releases it out into the ether. It's no longer my belief. And then the absorption of the new belief is now by my belief. And I start acting from that point. I start working from that point. I start embodying that new point for that moment. So I transmuted it from who am I to do what I do into who am I to not do what I do? Who am I to not show up in this way and not teach from my heart? Because there's people out there that do basically the exact same thing as me, but they don't have my values. They don't have my beliefs. They don't have my frequency and my energy. And so I've been taken advantage of in this situation plenty of times before, where I've trusted a business coach and she has not delivered, or he has not delivered. But I grew my hairdressing salon. Where I'm doing this podcast was actually my hairdressing salon. And I grew that from no one, not knowing anybody in this area. I grew that within 3 years. I was making 5 figures a month in the salon in a small area, so I know how to grow a business. I know what to do. And so, that limiting belief was just fucking shit. I have gotten massive results for my clients. And so that's my new belief. Who am I not to do this? Yeah. And a lot of the information doesn't come from me and my knowledge. It comes from divine intelligence telling me what to say through channeling. So, become obsessed. Become obsessed with releasing your limiting beliefs. Become obsessed with growth. Become obsessed with your worthiness, so that you understand that you get to create this amazing life for yourself. Nobody is going to do it for you. You've got to do it yourself. Okay. So this is a Sacred Wealth Collective. I'm Megs Bassili. I hope you've learned something really, really valuable here. Becoming obsessed with yourself is the best thing that you can possibly do for your business, other than listening to your intuition. Because you need to listen to your intuition to know what to become obsessed with. Yeah. You need to use your intuition to know what limiting beliefs to release first. Yeah. You need to use your intuition so that you can create offers and create content and create all these things so that you can have the best business ever. Yeah. This is the intuitive effect in your business. Bring on the intuitive effect into your business. If you want to learn more, reach out to me. Okay, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and all the socials. Facebook is probably the best one to contact me with. All the links are in the notes to this podcast. Yeah, this is the beginning. Yeah, today is the 9th of October, 2025. And we really have the last 3 months of this year to finalize and release all this bullshit so that next year we can come into 2026 with such a beautiful energetic frequency that you become undeniable. You become undeniable. You allow your essence to run through forward the more that you become obsessed with yourself. Okay, love you lots. And remember, wealth starts within. Mwah! Bye for now.